All right, welcome into Game Night. I am Derek Forrest. Joining me today on the show is Tiger Munn. Tiger, I asked you earlier today how you feeling, and feeling pretty good because the Knicks, the little come-from-behind victory last night over Cleveland, huh?
Man, those type of things usually happen to us. We don't do the coming back. I'm still scarred from the Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton's magnet ball 3 from last year. So I'm just happy I'm happy I can come into this studio in good spirits, because it would have been messy if that scored to say the same.
It's actually incredible with the Eastern Conference in terms of the Cavs. I mean, the last time they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, you'd have to go back to LeBron, which wasn't that long ago. But, man, it's been a really long time since the Knicks have been in the Eastern Conference. Is it 99? Was that right? Was it in the 90s? Or 92?
For like a back-to-back going to the Eastern Conference, just something like that. This is the closest we've been. And this is the best opportunity I've had since before I was conceived or even thought about. So, orange and blue skies.
All right. I wanted to do something off the bat a little bit differently. During the offseason for the Washington Commanders, we talked about all of the free agents that they had. They had like 35 free agents or guys who were on the roster who were becoming free agents. And I kind of just wanted to circle back to see who they signed, who they didn't sign, and kind of get your thoughts on those players. So you're ready to go through this list? We're going to start with the guys that they signed, they brought back so far. So looking at the list, we got Marcus Mariota. He came back. Chris Paul, he's back. And that's it.
Wow.
Those are the only two free agents that they currently signed and came back. Now, in terms of free agents that went somewhere else, Tyler Biadasz, he's gone.
That was bad.
He went to the Chargers.
That was a bad one.
Chris Rodriguez, he went to the Jags. Jake Martin went to the Titans. Jonathan Jones went to the Eagles. Noah Igbenogany went to Seattle. And then Josh Johnson went to the Bengals.
Yeah, other than really... I think Biadasz was the biggest hit of that one, especially when, not necessarily for the lineup, just more or less the value of it. Because how much you getting the Chargers? What, like $60 million or something like that?
He is getting 3 years for a total of $30 million.
$30 million over 3 years. That's 10 a year. I feel like you could have got somebody from that. If you're willing to get paid, if a guy's willing to get paid $30 million, then I really would like to believe like you could have got some type of trade value in him. But yeah, that's old news, I guess.
Yeah, he ended up being one of the top centers paid this offseason, which says a lot for the market, and maybe the Commanders should have kept him. But they're going to go with Nick Allegretti, obviously, in that center role. So we know that they signed 2. We know that 6 of them signed elsewhere. That means there's a whole lot of people who have not been re-signed yet. Mm-hmm. So should they get re-signed by another team? One question. And should the Commanders re-sign them? I already know there's a couple of no's off the bat. Marshawn Lattimore has not signed anywhere.
Yeah, move on. Move on.
Deebo Samuel also has not signed anywhere.
That ship has sailed, I feel like.
Bobby Wagner, we know they're not bringing him back. Should they have brought him back?
I would actually play with the idea of bringing Bobby back. I feel like you could have signed him a little bit cheaper than the other guys we've listed. But, just to bring him in to kind of give Sonny the lowdown on how to be an NFL linebacker. But other than that, I'm not really too concerned about Bobby Wagner's on-the-field presence.
Okay. Zach Ertz, we know that they obviously picked up Chig, but should Zach Ertz be on this roster?
I don't think Zach Ertz is going to be in the league by the end of the year, and that's just because he's older, he's had his career, and that injury was nasty. So I wish him all the best. If he can get back, awesome, but I'm not really worried about Zach Ertz coming back. I'd rather him go off in a sunset with a healthy body.
All right. What about Von Miller? Should they bring Von Miller back?
It's funny because all these guys are older, so I kind of want to say yes, but I'm thinking of 2018 Von Miller. So, look, it really depends on Johnny Newton. If Johnny Newton can be the guy they think he is, I don't think Von Miller is necessary, but he was a good piece, and he could still play some football, but you don't want to have Von the year when you realize he can't play football anymore, so I'm good off him.
Yeah, he had a decent year last year for the Commanders, too. All right, this guy coming back off of an injury as well, like Zach Ertz, Austin Eckler.
I think Austin. I feel like we have so much in the backfield at this point that I don't think Austin's really necessary. We have a lot younger guys who don't have the injury history that Austin Eckler has, and so I'd say just leave that be. He did very well for the Commanders, however.
All right. Do you take a shot at Noah Brown and bringing him back? Injury prone every year he's been on the Commanders roster. Also a no for me.
I have not heard Noah Brown's name in a game day from my memory. Did he probably do something on a game day? Yes. Do I remember it? Probably not. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just to go back real quick, if I was going to bring back any of the guys that I mentioned, I've always been a big proponent of Debo because there's nobody opposite side Terry McLaurin, although a lot of people love the Diggs move if the Commanders want to make that move. And then I'd bring back Bobby Wagner to be a leader for Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to get a lot of playing time, but obviously to kind of mentor him a little bit, and his relationship that he had with Jaden Daniels, of course. All right, we're going to keep going down the list. Jeremy McNichols.
Again, loaded running back room. I don't think he's necessary anymore.
All right, now the names are going to get a little bit more sparse, so I'm just going to list them off, and you tell me to stop when you hear a name that they should resign.
Okay.
George Fant, Eddie Goldman, Preston Smith, Sheldon Day, Chris Moore, Jalen Holmes, Tyree Jackson, tight end, Chase Edmonds, and Jeff Driscoll.
The only one I almost stopped you at was Jalen Holmes, to be completely frank. Other than filling out roster spots, because Chris Moore did some things in the season, but again, I think let's move on from that. I mean, it's not like he did anything bad, but he didn't do anything exceptional. Jalen Holmes is the only name I was kind of like, do we stop there? But not a needle mover.
Yeah.
Not a needle mover.
So here's the one number that is very interesting. We mentioned like 32 to 35 free agents that they had currently on their roster that they let go or were free agents. They've signed 19 total free agents in return. So there's definitely some numbers where they probably have to fill a little bit there in terms of roster. But I was curious how they do it. And it seems like the numbers are slightly off, but there's good talent on this roster for sure.
Yeah, there's talent on the roster, but those specific names I don't think were necessary for the Commanders' future.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens because they were holding their OTAs this week, and we got a chance to speak with them, etc. Before we really dive into the Ravens, Jesse Minter, the new head coach, talked about Derrick Henry, who's as he gets older, he continues to somehow find a way to get better. And he just talked about who Derrick is as a person and as a player.
The way he operates, the standard at which he goes about his business, both in the classroom, learning. Derrick's ran every scheme, throughout his career, but when you change and terminology is different and you do need to learn formations and terminology and motions and all the different tags and cadences. So just to see a guy like that with the experience and success that he's had sort of go about his process of getting better, he's an unbelievable example for everybody else on the team, offense, defense, whatever, of how you operate when you want to learn and you want to be the best. And so just unbelievable the way he goes about his business. Really cool to see. Thankful that he's on our side and we're handing the ball to him.
All right, so that was Jesse Minter talking about Derrick Henry. Do you expect big things from Derrick Henry again in the backfield?
It's hard to say because I want to say, yeah, because he's one of the greatest running backs of all time. But when I saw 11 seasons, that kind of put a lot in perspective because I remember when he first got in the NFL in Tennessee and people were making fun of his footwork.
Yeah.
I don't think those people are still making fun of his footwork, but he's been in the league a long time. The shelf life for running backs is famously little. I mean, I think the average lifespan for running backs 3 years, and he's played 11. That's a lot. So eventually Father Time's going to get him, but he hasn't caught him yet. So I'm expecting things, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is a little bit of a drop-off just because he's older, and that's on the Ravens for not making sure the offense isn't completely solely dependent on Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and especially because, excuse me, he typically is in the top 5 in rushing attempts every single year. And it's hard to sustain that, but he's been able to do it for 11 years. I mean, we saw it with Nick Chubb with the Cleveland Browns. I bring it up because I covered Nick Chubb for a long time. But just the injuries caught up to him. Granted, he came into the league with injuries, but no one's as big as Derrick Henry, too. So that helps with sustaining injuries as well when a lot of people don't want to hit him, and he's the one doing the hitting.
Yeah, beat a hammer, not the nail is the number one motto in football. But, hammers wear out, too. Yeah, you got to buy a new hammer at certain points. So, I mean, I don't think this is the end of his, him doing things in the league, but I do think we're kind of reaching that point where we might have to start thinking about new running backs for Baltimore, at least by next season.
Yeah. All right, I want to switch gears, and I want to talk about the DC Defenders really quickly. Last week, I think it was last week. No, it was earlier this week. We were talking about Jordan Tiamo and the fact that he's got a ending injury. Today, Shannon Harris, the head coach of the Defenders, spoke to the media and talked about the quarterbacks on his roster and what they're going to have to do to step up in the next couple of games as they get close to the end of the season.
He's a dude. He's a gamer. We're excited. I mean, we wouldn't have gotten rid of Mike DeLillo if we didn't think that Spencer was that guy for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we were excited about him having that opportunity. And man, I can't wait to see him get out there and do the things he needs to do this week. He's had a great week of practice. He's been preparing the right way. He's been in Jordan ear, of course, in meetings and things like that. Jordan talking to him about things, how he see it, myself included. They all come in, we all meet together. So in the quarterback room. But yeah, I tell you, man, Spence is a baller. He's a gamer, and we can't wait to see him get out there and have an opportunity along with Jason Bean as well. He's had a great week of practice as well. So yeah, we don't know how it's going to go. There's a chance you can see both of these guys as well. We're preparing them both as if they're the starters. You know what I mean? They're both in there, putting the work in. So yeah, we're excited about that part, man.
All right, that was head coach Shannon Harris talking about his backup quarterback, Spencer Sanders, who filled in for Jordan Tiamu last week. Jason Beam is the third stringer now, backup to Spencer. We're not sure exactly who's going to start on Friday when they take on the Orlando Storm.
Yeah. It's tough replacing a quarterback, but a coach, I love how direct he is. It's always good when a coach puts confidence in his guy. This team is loaded front to back, outside of just quarterback. So, I mean, I still think they're one of the best teams in the UFL. So,
yeah, 5-3 on the season, trying to make it to the championship game once again, which they are hosting. All right, coming up on the show, talking some baseball with Danny Rouillet of 106.7 The Fan. What he had to say about the crazy victory last night for the Washington Nationals, coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest. Earlier today, I caught up with Danny Rouillet from 106.7 The Fan, and we talked about the Washington Nationals. It's always funny. You can go to a baseball game every single day for a full year, and every single day you'll see something you've never seen before. And we've seen that the last 2 days with the Washington Nationals. The Mets, they scored 10 innings in 1 run, and then we saw an inside-the-park home run from James Wood last night. I talked to Danny about both of those things earlier today.
When you get a couple of teams that struggle to play consistent defense, you get some innings like have happened in the last couple of games, as you mentioned. The Mets throwing it all over the place last night. It was the Nationals' turn the night before, making 4 errors, including 2-on-1 play by James Wood. Last night, local kid from McLean High School went to Gonzaga. Morbido almost catches the ball in the outfield. Center fielder Tyrone Taylor staring at him, not sure where the ball is, allows James Wood to go around it, an inside the park grand slam. I've been there for both Nationals inside the park grand slams, by the way, strangely enough. I was there in the building when Michael A. Taylor hit the ball over Odubel Herrera's head, and he gave a very lackadaisical effort to go retrieve it. That was a handful of years ago. So I was there for that one as well. I was in the building last night for James Wood's moment. But yeah, I mean, you said it, and that's the axiom, and you say that for a reason. You go to 100 baseball games, you'll see 100 things you haven't seen before.
Yeah, you mentioned Nick Morbido, obviously a local guy. What did you think about his play last night? There was a lot of, I don't know how much you pay attention. Obviously, you're not a Mets fan, but there was a lot of talk back and forth that he was cursed because he was wearing number 8, which was Gary Carter's old number, but he gets hit. He had the incident out in left field with the inside the Parker, but then he makes that great grab out in left.
Great play.
What did you see from him?
No, just a couple things. One, you're 100% right. I am not a Mets fan. And if I could touch a button and they would never win a game again, I would touch it right here, sight unseen. But yeah, really impressive. I mean, doesn't have the physical stature of some of the other guys that you just look like they're born to hit the ball out of the yard. But I just sort of, chatting with a couple of guys, talking to some baseball folks. They're excited about him as a prospect, as a guy that might be a really good player in the not too distant future for the Mets. But yeah, I mean, really impressive. You could see he's everywhere. He really flew around in the outfield. Frankly, probably had no business even getting to that ball. That ended up being an inside the park home run, hit him in the left wrist as he was going up to get it. Most guys are watching that, carry him off the wall, taking it for a double. Of course, didn't work out for him. You mentioned the great play over the wall in down the left field foul line, where he's reaching into foul territory, makes a great, unbelievable play there in the third inning. Most guys aren't making that one, but an exciting young player for sure.
Yeah, I got one final one for you because I heard that was your first post-game
Yes.
victory last night. So how nice was that to get it off finally get that one out of the park?
Yeah, the boys were inspired clearly by me. They knew they needed to do it for old Randy Douye. No, not at all. I mean, obviously, it's one of those weird, freaky things that had happened to that point where I was 0-6 as the solo post game show host, which is just weird. It wasn't that they had a good home record and they weren't particularly good for anybody, but they were especially challenging for me. So 0-6, got my first one last night. I interviewed Dylan Cruz on the field, which was great. But yeah, it was one of those weird, freaky things. The reason I'm most excited about it, honestly, is because all the jokes stopped. Right, I'd run into Nats people or run into broadcasters, run into folks, and they're like, "Please leave," and it's kind of like, "I can't. I'm supposed to be here," one of those kind of things. But it was nice to finally get a W at home.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to check in with the Maryland women's lacrosse team as they're making another trip to the Final Four this weekend. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest, the Maryland lacrosse women, they're headed back to the Final Four this weekend. Memorial Day weekend always means it's college lacrosse Final Four time. 14 titles for them, the last one in 2019. The last time they were back in the Final Four was back in 2022. Alex Flum was in College Park for their send-off.
Winners of 14 national titles, the Maryland women's lacrosse program is the most successful of all time in women's college lacrosse, which is why it's unusual that the Terps haven't been in the Final Four each of the past 3 seasons. Well, Kathy Reese and the Terps are back, and they're taking on UNC on Friday in the semifinals.
These guys have came in after our last Final Four season, and so they've been hungry. They want to get to this national stage, and they want to be competing for it. So their drive, their energy, their excitement, and their love for each other has put them here. And so they've earned it all.
It's been a little girl's dream for honestly every single one of us on that field. You don't come to Maryland to not go to Final Four weekend. So I think it's just a standard for us, and it's finally to get Maryland back on that. I mean, we've been missing for 4 years in that kind of situation. So just having us back there has just been so amazing. I mean, it's my first one, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
The Final Four features matchups of blue bloods. 1 seed Northwestern against 4th seed Johns Hopkins and 2 seed North Carolina against 3 seed Maryland. Familiar foes from the past and present for the Terps and 3 teams from their own conference.
They're 4 great teams, and 3 of them are in the Big Ten. So we have had battles all season long in a really tough conference. And so, we head to this weekend, and it's really not about who you play. It's about what you can do on the field yourself.
To have 3 Big Ten teams out of that, I mean, I don't think it's ever been done before, to be honest. But I think it's super awesome to have us back. I think we just got to do us, like I said, play Maryland lacrosse, and the outcome will handle itself.
If the Terps can win it all, it'll be their first title since 2019. But it all starts with the semifinal against the Tar Heels, scheduled for 3 p.m. on Friday. For now, reporting in College Park, Alex Flum for Game Night.
Thanks, Allison. Good luck to the Maryland lacrosse team. Now on the basketball, the Washington Mystics take on the Seattle Storm this coming week after a turbulent few weeks to start the season. Earlier, I spoke with Jalen Holmes, a former college ball player and now a sports reporter covering the Mystics and all things basketball. You can check her out on her Instagram at The Classic Voice. We talked about the Mystics and how are they going about at the beginning of the season and what you can expect.
If you're a Mystics fan, what can you make of the past couple games for the team, and how seriously are you taking that Dallas Wings game?
Well, as a DMV native, I'm super excited about this current Mystics team. They are so fun to watch. We're seeing the development of, last year, kind of year one with the rookies, and them coming into this year. They've shown so much already. That Fever game was crazy. I think it showed a lot of composure in the team. And I know Coach Sidney talks a lot about togetherness and toughness, and he really promotes that sisterhood. So I honestly would take that Wings loss with a grain of salt because we are a young team, and it's going to take a lot of building, sometimes they might stumble a little bit. The turnovers is what got them. It was a rough start in that first quarter. But I kind of take that with a grain of salt, a learning lesson for the team.
And, as the season is getting sorted out, like you mentioned, this is a younger team. One player who's kind of an interesting situation, Georgia Amore, she She's been in the W for a couple years now, but this is kind of her rookie season. You played basketball before. What have you really seen from Georgia that's kind of leading to her developing and really gelling with this team?
Georgia is a heck of a player. She is a dimer, I like to call it. She is a pass first point guard. She's going to find the best look possible on each play. And she's coming off of an ACL injury. And, as a athlete myself, I know how hard those injuries can be, especially with your mental health. So I know Coach Sidney, after the Liberty game, he talked a little bit about how, they're easing her into this year. They don't want to just like put her out on the floor, the whole game because they want to keep her for the whole season. Coming off of that injury, they kind of got to ease her into it. And she's been hooping. She's been proving herself already.
All right, coming up on the show, we're going to talk about one trend that's starting to emerge around baseball stadiums across the country. That's coming up next on Game Night. Welcome back into Game Night. Derek Forrest alongside Tiger Munn. In the final block, we're just talking about one trend that's starting to happen around Major League Baseball stadiums. It's called the tarps off trend. Bunch of guys get together in an empty section. They take off their shirts and they wave it around and they go crazy. Your thoughts on what's happening?
Just guys being dudes, man. Just guys being dudes. But this is awesome because baseball's not really a shirtless, throw your shirt around type of sport. It's more like calm and sit back and enjoy whatever you got, whatever you're eating and drinking. But this is awesome. Bring more of this into it. Imagine a home run or a grand slam to win the game with all these guys. Awesome.
I like it because it reminds me of like the World Baseball Classic where you see crazy atmospheres and the fans going crazy and glow sticks or thunder sticks and horns and all that stuff. It also reminds me of watching baseball in Tokyo and out in Asia. Crazy atmosphere. We need more of that in baseball. So I don't necessarily like the trend per se, but I love the energy. Let's keep bringing the energy. All right. Well, that's going to do it for another edition of Game Night. For Tiger Munn, I'm Derek Forrest. Have a good night.